Yeah, you can come back out of the literal hellscape if you apologize.
Now that is good parenting.
That is good parenting. Welcome back to Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. I'm Josh.
And I'm Kristie. We've got some more Reddit stories for you, so let's get going.
Will I be the asshole if I took my kid to Legoland without his dad?
If they're divorced, yeah, take your kid without your husband, your ex-husband. But if you're not divorced and the husband wants to go, that seems a little mean. Go as a family.
My son, 10, is very into Lego and has never been to Legoland, but knows about it and would love to go. About 2 years ago, we moved to a town that is about a 2-hour drive from a Legoland, but it hasn't really been on our radar as a place to visit, as there have been a lot of other things to do and places to see that we've prioritized above the theme park. None of us have ever been to any of the Legoland resorts. Tomorrow, I, 45 female, have to drive right past Legoland and will have my son with me. On the way back, we need to stop and charge the car, so I was looking for things to do along the route and I saw Legoland. I thought, oh my god, he will lose his mind if I surprise him with this. And I went to tell my husband, 44 male, about my great idea. He did not think it was a great idea. He immediately looked disappointed and said he wanted to go, but he can't as he has to work. He said he doesn't think we should go, since he can't, and thinks we should wait to do this as a family. I could see his point if this was something that we'd been planning, but my husband has literally never mentioned wanting to go to Legoland. To be honest, I am not even into it. I would only be going for my son's enjoyment. I told him it was a selfish move to deny our kid something he'd love just because he can't be there. He's very offended that I said it was selfish, and doesn't understand why I wouldn't be willing to wait to share this treasured family memory. If it were just a random day off school or work, I would be looking for something to do. Legoland probably wouldn't have even occurred to me, and if it did, and my husband asked me to wait, it would be no big deal. But in my opinion, this is an ideal opportunity to give my kid a fun surprise and a last celebration before school starts next week. And I don't see why he should miss out just because my husband can't join. If we wait to go as a family, we'd be driving 4 hours round trip. We'd have to get a dog sitter for the day, the cost would obviously be higher, etc. I told him that my son will definitely want to go again once he gets a taste for it. And I'd be happy for the two of them to go while I stay home with the dog. But he didn't think that was a legitimate compromise. So, would I be the asshole if I took him to Legoland against my husband's wishes? Or is he the asshole for asking us not to go?
I think you're the asshole. I feel like this is like the first time at a theme park is a big exciting thing, especially like Legoland, you know, like that's like unique and special. And the dad wants to be there to experience that with his son for the first time. And he's not saying don't go at all. He's saying wait until we can all go, which I think is fair. If he was saying, no, you can't go because I'm not going, but then we're never going, that would not be cool. But he's just saying wait. I feel like you could wait.
It is one of those things where, like, the adult probably gets most of their enjoyment from watching the kid.
Yeah.
I think Legoland's one of those ones that doesn't have a ton for adults to do.
Yeah, it's pretty much for the kids, but
yeah.
He wants to see the joy of his son experiencing it for the first time, which I feel is valid. I feel like a big, exciting outing like that should be a family outing if everybody in the family wants to partake in it, you know?
Rather than just something you do while your car is charging?
Yeah. Also, I feel like just doing it while your car's charging, are you not planning on spending very long there? I don't... Because that's really expensive to go to Legoland and just stay for like an hour or two while your car's charging.
Unless you get like a season pass or something.
Yeah.
Top comment. Legoland is not a stop on the way back kind of place. For your son to get the most out of his visit, it's an all-day outing. Plan another day when you can go as a family, arrive when it opens, and stay all day.
Yes, that exactly. I was like, she's like, oh, we're just on the way. I'm like, that seems not the way to do Legoland.
And somebody replied to that, yep, if it's anything like Legoland Windsor, you need to get there when it opens and plan on staying all day because at busy times of year, like the last week of summer holidays, you spend hours queuing and only a small amount of time on actual rides. So yeah, she's going also at the worst time of year.
Yes.
OP replied to this, just to clarify, we would have been there at about 11 a.m. and could have stayed as long as he wanted. The car charging is a bonus, as it would mean we wouldn't have to waste time at a service stop to charge, but we wouldn't have to leave just because the car was done. We didn't have any need to rush back. 11 a.m. still seems pretty late for a theme park.
Yeah.
I guess we're kind of aggressive when we go to theme parks.
We're like, as it's opening, we are in line to get in.
We gotta be there half an hour early and in line so that we can run to the popular rides.
Yes. Oh, so I also want to go back to something that she said. She said it was selfish of him to deny their son this. And he's not denying their son this. He's just saying, just postpone till we can all go. I think it's selfish of her to deny the husband the joy of seeing his son experience this for the first time.
I think that is sort of one of those parenting things, is to watch your kid do something for the first time, and this is an easy one to do on a later date. Yeah. You're only 2 hours. Like, 4 hours round trip is not a lot to go to a theme park.
Yeah, that's really close.
Yeah, when I was younger, we would drive to Cedar Point as a day trip.
Yeah.
And we'd get back, we would all, like, fall asleep in the car on the way back. Also, I don't know how electric car charging works. Are you just going to leave your car on the charging port while you're not there?
Yeah.
Are you taking up a slot? How does that work?
Okay, I do not know exactly how car charging works. My sister has an electric car, so you would think I do. But, like, we have electric car charging spots in the garage in the parking garage at my work.
Uh-huh.
And, like, you're allowed to park there and charge your car, but only for 4 hours. If you stay in that spot for more than 4 hours, they're allowed to ticket you.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, so is she gonna, like, I don't know if all places are like that, but is she gonna have to run out and move her car off of the charging port?
Maybe.
If they stay for more than a few hours?
I mean, they probably have electric car charging at Legoland.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a bigger, I don't know if our Legoland's all big.
I don't know, and I don't know much about Legoland.
I assume they have electric car charging at a theme park, so I would bet you plug it in and then they probably make you run back out, maybe.
I feel like they should charge you if you're just gonna take up that carport and stay there.
Or they have like a valet thing to rotate the cars. I don't know.
I don't know how electric car works. It seems inconvenient.
It is. All right, and then let's go to the update. I decided not to go, as it wasn't worth the conflict, and a lot of the comments here did help me understand his perspective. I still can't say that I agree with it, but I understand it more. I had a 6.5-hour drive to think it over, and I realized that his FOMO is a pattern, and that is probably why I reacted so strongly. Some examples. He didn't want me to go to Costco for the first time without him because he wanted to go, but it's been a month and we still haven't gone. He doesn't want me to listen to an audiobook that we started together without him, but when we're together, he never wants to listen to it, etc. Starting an audiobook together is just something that is destined to fail.
Yes.
I feel like we've tried that, and it did not work.
Yeah, we tried it on car trips, but then I kept falling asleep.
Yeah, that was it.
And then I'd wake up and be like, what's going on? Can we rewind? Like an hour? Because I slept. I think we had to switch to like something we had both already read, like Harry Potter.
We did. That was our solution, yeah. When I got home today, I told him that he and my son both have this coming Monday off, and they should go to Legoland as a father-son day. He started suggesting waiting until it was a reward for our son accomplishing something, which is just more of the pattern. His whole reason for objecting to us going today was because he couldn't go. So on a day when he has no plans and no reason not to go, why wouldn't he jump at it?
Okay, they both have this coming Monday off. I assume that's Labor Day.
Labor Day, because they're talking about going back to school.
Yeah, that sounds like a terrible time to go to Legoland. It's going to be packed.
That's the worst day to go to Legoland.
Okay, but his excuse for not going was not very good.
But also, does she not want to go then? I feel like he was trying to get you to go as a family.
Yeah, but she doesn't really care about it,
yeah.
She admitted. So, and he obviously does. So I do feel like if only one of them's going to go to save on money on a dog sitter or whatever, it should be him because he obviously cared and she said she didn't. So, but getting him to go, it sounds like he has a pattern of being like, no, I want to do that. And then just putting it off for forever.
You got to schedule it.
Yeah, you got to schedule it, but not on Labor Day.
No, not Labor Day. Maybe take a day off from school, honestly.
Yeah.
Just take a day off from work and school and go on that on a weekday.
Mm-hmm.
I hate theme parks on the weekend. I've gone. It's just so much better if you can take a day off.
Tuesdays are good.
Tuesdays are good.
Am I the asshole for not letting my sister's stepkids stay with me while they're homeless?
I mean, they are family. And it's a little asshole-ish not to let your family stay with you when they're, I'm assuming, minors. Let's hear the story.
Recently, my sister and her husband of 4 years lost their home and they became homeless. They are currently in a shelter with my sister's 6 and 7-year-old stepchildren, who they have sole custody of. The reason they have full custody is linked to the reason that they were made homeless, and that's because of her husband's ex and the mother of my sister's stepkids. My brother-in-law ended his relationship with her after she started taking drugs when the youngest was an infant. It was the start of a legal battle between them. There were times she would get unsupervised access to the kids every other weekend, and other times she could only see them supervised by a third party. Then, about a year ago, she lost her supervised visits and my brother-in-law was awarded sole custody. She lost it and trashed their house and threatened them, and she was arrested, but she was released after a few days. My brother-in-law did press charges, but she was released while waiting for court. While she was out, there were more incidents of property damage, but the ex was smart enough to cover her tracks. Then she did get arrested again for going after the kids while my sister was alone with them.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
The kids wanted their mom, and it became a big mess, and she attempted to assault my sister. Charges were pressed again, but yet again she was released while waiting for the court date. After many months of all of this, my sister and brother-in-law were evicted by their landlord. They were not able to secure another place in time, which led them to homelessness.
Were they evicted because of all the property damage she was doing?
Yes, I think so. The ex had her original court date and she was fined for the damage caused, but no jail time, and things are still up in the air about the second proven incident with the attempted assault.
I feel like your sister and her husband need to get a better lawyer.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're just letting the law like kind of do its own thing over there, and like no one's trying to like slam down some penalties on this lady that's harassing you.
My sister hates the kids being homeless with her and my brother-in-law, so she asked me to take them in while they figure stuff out. But I had to say no. I have a child of my own and another on the way, and I don't want to put us in danger because of the crazy ex.
Okay, that changes everything just there.
There's no doubt in my mind that she will come for us next once she realizes, and she keeps a close watch over the kids, so it will happen. My sister and I talked about it, and she begged me to risk it. She said it's for the kids, and keeping them safe is important. I told her keeping kids safe should always be the priority, which is why I have to think of my children. This led to an argument where she accused me of not caring about her stepkids because they're not bio or adopted kids, and therefore she believes they're not family enough for me to help them. I told her bio, step, adopted, it doesn't matter. I need to think about the safety of my own children. I told her she herself used to worry the ex would torch the house with her and her husband inside, so why would I not be worried about my family?
I'm sorry, but it sure sounds like you can't let them in right now.
Brother-in-law told me I could have taken extra safety measures and accused me of looking for any excuse to say no. I never wanted this to turn into a fight, but now it has. Am I the asshole?
You're not the asshole. I feel like brother-in-law and sister are not doing enough to protect their children here.
I agree, yeah.
It's like, how is X tracking the kids? How is she finding out where they are?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but like, if you sent the kids to live with a relative, how would she find them is my question. Are they on social media? They shouldn't be at that age.
Maybe she just knows who their family members are and would check around to see who they're staying with.
Maybe.
I don't know how she would find them, but she's concerned that she would.
Yeah.
And that is a valid concern because she is crazy.
From the fact that there was no parents at the end of the story saying you're selfish and you should think of your nibblings.
Yeah.
I have to assume that your support network is small and they don't have a lot of other options.
Yeah, sounds like, because she doesn't mention her parents or any other siblings.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know what to do for them at that point. If you didn't have kids, I'd say you're the asshole, but the fact that you have your own kids to worry about when there's somebody actively stalking these children, I don't know what you can do.
I don't know. Even without kids, like, I don't want someone destroying my house.
Yes, but I guess as an adult without kids, I'm more willing to go out in the front yard and yell at somebody if I have to.
Okay, yes.
For the children.
I would be more willing to risk it if I didn't have kids. But even without kids, I don't want someone destroying my house. I don't want to be responsible for these kids' safety and keeping them safe and away from their mother, and their mother's going to come and try and kidnap them.
That's also true.
I don't want that responsibility.
No, I would require one of them to come with them.
Yeah, that's true. I'd be like, you are still in charge of your children. Yep.
I'll take in one or both of you. Temporary.
Yeah.
You have to handle it. Yeah, that's fair. I don't want them getting kidnapped out from under me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure how they'd be any safer in a house with me than they are at the shelter with their parents.
I mean, multiple people are coming in and out of the shelter, maybe.
But there's more witnesses then.
There's more witnesses there. And maybe the shelter's a little meaner about prosecuting people.
Yeah. Okay, I want to go to one of the last things she said. Brother-in-law told me I could have taken extra safety measures and accused me of looking for any excuse to say no. Why didn't he take extra safety measures? Or did he? And how did those work out for him? Not good.
Yeah, it sounds like you can't.
I feel like that was... Brother-in-law's a little delusional there.
A little bit.
Top comment, NTA. Your sister is seriously saying that you should risk your and your children's lives just so her stepchildren can be more comfortable. The crazy ex has already cost them their home, but your sister is willing to risk yours. And brother-in-law thinks you can just take extra safety measures? Like what?
Right?
You're not the asshole here, OP, but your sister and brother-in-law certainly are.
I don't follow their logic at all. They're like, it's okay for you to take that risk.
NTA, and your reasons are totally valid. Never invite crazy into your life, especially when you have children. Your sister and her husband will have to figure something else out.
Yeah, that's rough, but I agree with that sentiment. Don't invite crazy into your life. It does not go well.
Yeah, I want to know why is she the only option? Where's his family?
Just from the fact that they're so adamant about getting in with her, they've either burned bridges or they don't have a big support network.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm not the asshole. I mean, it sucks that the kids are living in a homeless shelter, but they're still with their parents, and I would not invite crazy into my life, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Just look for an apartment that has a gate. And don't post on social media. Just make yourselves harder to track.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know that 70% of our watch time comes from people who aren't subscribed to this channel? If you're enjoying this, consider giving us a follow.
Yeah, we really appreciate your support.
Will I be the asshole if I reported my coworker for always leaving early, even though it doesn't directly affect me?
A little bit the asshole. It's not really any of your business, but part of me is like, that's not fair, and these things should be fair. Yeah, report them. But the other part of me is like, no, that's mean. They're getting away with leaving early. Don't be the one that ruins it for them.
I mean, I share your same sentiment with the asshole, but I'd say you're a lot the asshole.
Yeah.
For being like, I don't get to leave early, so no one else should either.
Yeah.
It seems like a real dick move to report
really
somebody
is.
just for no reason.
If it's not affecting you and your work, yeah, it's a dick move.
And there might be a good reason.
Because everybody wants to leave early.
Everybody wants to leave early. I have a coworker who leaves about 30 to 45 minutes early almost every single day. Our supervisor never seems to notice because he slips out quietly, but everyone else knows. To be fair, his work gets done before he leaves. However, it feels unfair because the rest of us stay until the end of our shifts. It's really starting to bother me, to be honest. I'm not sure if I should tell my supervisor, though. At the same time, it feels wrong to cover for someone who's technically stealing company time. Just to be clear, him leaving early doesn't increase my workload, and I don't want to look petty or like a snitch.
You will look petty and like a snitch.
That's the
Because you
definition of
are
snitch.
a petty and like a snitch.
Will I be the asshole if I reported it to our boss?
Yes. You're just jealous that you're not doing this too. Maybe you should try it and see if you can get away with it.
This is pure jealousy, right?
Yes.
Also, I would always assume they might have a reason for leaving early.
Yeah, maybe he's cleared it with the supervisor and you just don't know because it's none of your business.
It's really none of your business. And if not, good for him. He's bold enough to be like, my work is done for the day. I'm just sitting here killing time for 30 minutes, so I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
And if no one's yelling at him, it's better. He's got a better quality of life.
Mm-hmm. Also, I don't really feel like you're covering for him. You're just keeping out of his business. You're not mentioning it to anyone. You're not covering for him. You've not actively told a lie on his behalf. That's not covering for him.
Yeah, no one's covering for him. He's just quietly leaving and no one's yelling at him.
Mm-hmm.
Top comment. I remember when I was getting treatment for a chronic illness. I was on family and medical leave, which meant my boss knew I had to leave early for treatment, but she didn't get to know why other than medical leave. So I left as agreed. I had another manager, different group, notice I was leaving early. Work still done, and if not, I'd log on at night. That other manager decided to bring it up in a meeting. My manager and HR had a time with him. His excuse was that I looked fine. Well, I wasn't, but I wasn't going to sit at work and complain all day. Moral of the story, mind your business. This could backfire and cause a stain on your reputation. You will be the asshole.
Yeah, I do also definitely think nobody is going to appreciate you tattling on this guy. Everybody is going to think you're the asshole, even the supervisor you're tattling to.
Every single person in this is going to think that you're an asshole.
Yes, it is going to tarnish their opinion of you. I mean, The supervisor may like kind of appreciate it from a company standpoint. Like, yeah, he shouldn't be doing that. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. But he's still personally going to think you're an asshole for ruining it for this guy.
Do you think that your supervisor is so oblivious that he doesn't know?
He probably knows.
30 to 45 minutes early, they know.
Every day?
Every day?
Yeah.
They're aware of this. They've either don't care or they've talked about it.
I feel like they just don't care because all of his work is done. Why? If you have all your work done, you try it too.
That was always when I had people working under me, my stance was always like, your work's done, why are you here?
Yeah.
Go enjoy your life. You did good work. I don't need anything. Why are you just going to waste time at your desk for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
No, if anybody comes to you between 4:30 and 5 and tries to hand you extra work, they're the asshole.
Yes,
What are you doing trying to hand somebody work at the end of the workday? All that you're going to do is be like, thank you, I will get this done tomorrow. So why should you have to sit there?
That is a very good point, and I agree with it.
Another comment. If it doesn't affect you, I wouldn't say anything. But I also wouldn't cover their backs. If someone asked me where they were, I would tell the truth.
That's
That's it
valid.
exactly.
Yeah, if someone asks, you don't have to cover for them, but don't snitch on them, like, without any provocation, nobody asking you.
Yeah, and then OP replied to that. So far, the most reasonable answer. I don't even think someone would ask me about his whereabouts, but this is what I'll probably do if that happens. It sounds like you have no connection to this person at all.
He's just jealous that he didn't think of doing this first.
Is this person working from, like, 8:30 to 4:30?
I don't know.
Is there...
Maybe,
Are
yeah.
they getting there early? There's so many reasons that this could be valid. I don't know what kind of work they're in that it matters, right? Like, if you're in an office setting where everybody's kind of doing their own thing, it's whatever. It sounds like you're not customer-facing. Let's do one final comment. If he was leaving work and expecting others to carry the load, you'd have a reason to do it. But otherwise, it's absolutely petty, and none of your business. For all you know, his boss is aware, and it's been agreed for whatever reason. I feel like you're on the edge of being a Karen.
Yeah.
And somebody replied to that, not on the edge, already there. And then one more comment in that thread. It's Karen mentality for sure. If he tells he's a Karen, just thinking about it, slippery slope. I will say, based off of OP's replies to comments, they are seeing the error in their judgment and not going to do it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for finding my sister-in-law's recipe and using it?
I think it depends entirely on how you found the recipe. If you're like, I found it on the back of a Betty Crocker box, and it turns out this is where she's getting it, you're not the asshole. You just found it in the wild. If you dug through her kitchen cabinets until you found her recipe book, you're a giant asshole.
Yeah, that's valid. My sister-in-law makes a delicious chocolate cake with cherries. It always looks perfect, like something you would find on Instagram. So when she made it recently for my mother-in-law's birthday, I asked her for the recipe. She said no, nothing more. Well, okay. When I got home, I started searching for similar recipes on Google. It took me over 2 hours, but I finally found a YouTube channel where someone was recreating old recipes that used to be printed on food. One of them was a recipe for chocolate cake with cherries, and the end result was very similar to what sister-in-law was making.
So it is just on the back of a Betty Crocker box?
Yeah, like an old 1950s Betty Crocker box, but yeah. I tried it. It tasted very similar, but something was still off. Then I did a few more experiments until I finally got it to a taste that was 99% similar. So this time, it was my son's birthday. He's a fan of this cake too, so last year I asked my sister-in-law to make it. But this year, I managed to do it myself.
She's gonna be so mad.
My sister-in-law was one of the last people to arrive when the cake was already on the table. And when she saw it, she immediately went crazy. Like, I'm not even joking. She literally started screaming at me, "What's that supposed to mean?"
Put a big middle finger in icing.
And she accused me of robbing her. I told her I simply found the recipe online and used it. She told me she didn't believe me and started screaming that I had ruined something that belonged to her, that the cake was definitely bad, etc. My father-in-law literally had to calm her down and help her get home because she was on the verge of crying.
How important is this cake to her?
The rest went quite peacefully. Luckily, my son was with his friends in the garden when it happened, so he didn't see the worst of it. Only the moment when my sister-in-law was leaving with father-in-law. But after birthday, many people started writing me saying I did it on purpose and that I was being mean and that I should apologize to my sister-in-law. So, am I the asshole?
No, I can't call you the asshole for finding a recipe online. It sounds like your sister-in-law didn't, make this recipe up or anything. For starters, unless you, work in the restaurant industry or something, I don't respect hiding your recipes from people. It's just a recipe. You're not gonna, sell it for $1 million. Why are you hoarding it? You just want that credit that you're better than everyone else?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, if you spent months working on making this recipe and perfecting it, would you want to just hand it out to anybody, though?
Yeah.
You would?
That's how I brag.
Yeah, look at this recipe. It's so good. I made it myself.
Yes.
But you should try it because it's good.
Uh-huh. Just like when you hand them a note card with it, you write on the front, Josh's super awesome recipe. and then it's forever in their thing as Josh's super awesome recipe.
I like that.
You get your credit somehow else, but I don't see the point in hoarding a recipe, especially one you found online.
Top comment, NTA in my opinion. Recipe gatekeeping? Come on. The internet's chock full of recipes and yours deserves a round of applause. Experimentation is key in cooking, dude. Sure, it's your sister-in-law's favorite recipe, but it ain't her exclusive patent. She's got no chill, LOL. This person is really, they're putting emojis in everywhere. Why is this the top comment?
I never see emojis on Reddit. This is sort of like when somebody publishes a cookbook and it turns out that they just stole and all their recipes and changed one ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes that. So the fact that your sister-in-law is trying to claim a very slightly modified recipe off of line as hers, nobody's gonna be on her side.
Someone else comments, it's worth noting that recipes aren't eligible for copyright, which is why corporations with exclusive recipes are so secretive about them.
Yes.
With that said, no one has reason to be upset that someone found the same recipe from food packaging that they did.
Yeah. That is why all of those horrible websites that give recipes also have their life story at the top because you can't copyright that part. Now that you've figured out the recipe to the point that it drove your sister-in-law to tears, you need to share that recipe with us. I want the recipe that's worth crying over.
That's what all the comments are saying, hey, since you're not into recipe gatekeeping, why don't you drop that recipe in here?
Right?
There's a lot of comments saying that.
Right? Give me the recipe. Your sister-in-law's tears will only make it taste sweeter.
Okay, another comment. I don't get the idea she's mad about the recipe owning as much as what the cake represents to her. It's her thing. People like to have a thing. The funny cousin, the uncle with the war stories, Aunt Bev with the best potato salad at the cookouts, and sister-in-law with the chocolate cherry cake. She likely imagined it would be her thing to bring to events and to make for family members' birthdays for years to come. That's what she feels was taken for her. I'm not saying she's right, or I agree with her, mind you, but I don't think it's all about the actual recipe.
I think that's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
It is about it being her thing.
Yeah.
But I think that sister-in-law is not understanding the fact that if you just share the recipe with someone, a lot of times they'll be like, huh, that looks hard.
Yeah.
And then,
will you make a chocolate cake for me?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to make this. It looks hard.
It sounds like she could have just handed you the recipe and either you make it and it's not exclusively your thing, or you look at the recipe card and be like, wow, that's complicated. Will you make it?
Mm-hmm. I feel like OP felt like she was doing a favor for the sister-in-law by not making her bake her son's cake.
Oh, I thought it was all spite.
Oh, did you?
I read that as, I can't have the chocolate cake recipe. I'm going to spend a bunch of time researching this and experimenting to recreate it.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, a little bit spiteful there.
Click over to her profile. I want to know if she shared the recipe anywhere. That is going to determine whether or not she's the asshole right there.
No.
Asshole.
Maybe she's...
How long has it been?
Other people are saying she's not sharing the recipe. It's a fake story. There is no recipe. She just made up the story.
Either that or she's as big of a gatekeeper as her sister-in-law, in which case you are the asshole, but not for the reasons you were asking about. Am I the asshole for telling my friend I share everything with my wife, and I don't believe in bro code?
Not the asshole. Your wife is your other half. You should tell her everything. You tell me everything, right?
No.
What?
I tell you most things.
What do you not tell me?
I'm not telling you.
Turns out I can't trust you. All this time! All this time!
I respect the bro code.
Do you?
Yes.
My opinions of you are changing.
They aren't. My friend and I have been friends for 25 years. We know each other well. We're both happily married. We never really dive into deep talks or anything like that. He has said things before that really weren't appropriate about women, not cheating or anything, and says, haha, bro code. I've told him forever that I don't believe in bro code. In my opinion, if you can't say something in front of your wife, then you either shouldn't be saying it, you should work on your communication, or you're not as compatible as you thought. Plus, I'm not protecting someone if they do something that goes against my own personal moral code. I mean, if he killed someone, I'd be there with a shovel and a hole and not tell anyone. There's always exceptions.
I'm okay if you kill someone, but if you cheat, that's not okay, and I'm not covering for you.
I mean, those are just two different things, yeah. I don't even put those in the same category moral-wise.
I mean, if he had a good reason for killing someone, yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like he'd be there with a shovel and a hole and his wife.
Yeah. His wife gotta know. He tells her everything.
Yeah, she's gotta have her own shovel.
Hey, did you know my friend killed someone? Let's go help him. Together.
Much later, he wanted to talk to me about something and told me it was in confidence. And I told him again, something he already knew, that anything he tells me, he's telling my wife too. They have also known each other nearly 20 years and get along great. We lived together for almost a decade. Anytime he wanted to talk about something, he'd go to her and he knew that she'd tell me. There's nothing I don't tell my wife. Same for her. We both believe communication and openness are the key to a happy relationship, and we are pretty fucking happy. We basically never argue or disagree, and both of us know each other down to the core. So this last time, after telling him again that anything he confides in me will also go to my wife, he got upset. He contacted all our friends and asked them if they'd go running to their wives when someone confided in them and they're all on his side. I understand that it's not normal, but he has always known this, so it's not like it's a surprise. Am I the asshole for not wanting to keep secrets from my wife and being open about that?
Not the asshole. You would be the asshole if he thought he was telling you in confidence and then you ran and told your wife, but you were very upfront that, hey, if you tell me this, I'm going to tell my wife. Like, so upfront about it. And he's just angry about that. But that doesn't make you the asshole. You're just telling him what you're going to do, and that makes you less of an asshole.
I'm completely the opposite. He's a giant asshole.
Really?
You have to be able to tell your friends things in confidence. If it's not going to affect your wife, why does she need to know? Why are you just immediately saying, like, hey, this thing that has nothing to do with my wife, I'm going to run over and tell her immediately?
Mm-hmm.
That's not cool. He's obviously needs to confide in you.
He needs to go find another friend to confide in and you're just letting him know that because you're going to tell your wife, and if he's not okay with that, then don't confide in you.
Apparently, you can't be counted on as a friend.
Yeah, but I think telling him up front what the deal is, that makes you not the asshole. If he doesn't want to tell you then he just won't tell you.
I would not hang out with you if every time you're like, hey, I'm gonna tell this to my wife. There are just some things you need to say in confidence, and that doesn't make you like a bad husband or something.
It's not like you're keeping secrets from your wife. It just doesn't pertain to her and she wouldn't care about it and it's none of her business.
Right.
She doesn't need to know and it's not going to hurt her not knowing.
Pretty much. It's like it's not your gossip to tell. Reddit very strongly agrees with me.
Oh, okay.
Top comment. You're the asshole. There's nothing I don't tell my wife. That's fine when it concerns your business. Not fine when it concerns your friend's business. Keeping your friend's personal things between the two of you is literally just basic human decency. Your idea of my wife is entitled to anything and everything you have to say is unbelievable. Friends should be allowed to confide in friends without said friend feeling like they have a right to tell their wife all the hot gossip. It's one thing when it comes to making inappropriate comments, but when friend says, hey, I need to talk and I want to keep it between us, then you honor that. Not tell them, I keep nothing from my wife, so I have to tell her all your personal business or don't tell me. What if the thing he wanted to talk about privately was serious? You just brushed him off and said, my wife has to be involved or shut up. Your wife should be involved in things about you directly. She should not be involved with anything relating to your friends' lives without permission. It's not keeping secrets. Your wife is not entitled to every detail of your friends' lives. They, however, are entitled to not having their business shared with your wife. Glad your marriage is good because you're on track for people not wanting to be friends with you.
That is a good point. He is very good friends with his wife, but nobody else wants to be friends with him.
Right. And somebody replied to that, yes, 100% agree. Anytime my friends tell me some personal detail or story, I simply ask the simple question, is it okay if I tell my wife? 99% of the time it's fine, and the 1% it isn't, I keep it to myself. You're the asshole. You are ready to help him bury a body, no questions asked and no wife present, but you can't have a private conversation with him? You might want to check on your moral priorities.
That's what I was saying with like, oh, if you kill someone, I'll help you bury them, but if you cheat, I'm going to tell everyone. Your moral priorities were out of whack there.
Not even if you cheat, just like if you need to confide in a friend that you're not happy about something in your marriage and you're looking for advice. Nope, that's going to your wife, and it'll just spread from there. As a friend, you need to have confidence that when you confide in someone, it's just going to end there.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if it goes to the wife, it could go other places. Like, that's just how gossip works.
Yeah.
Bury a body? Sure, no problem. Saying something not quite PC about women? Oh, hell no. What if the body was a woman and he talked bad about her as they were burying it?
Am I the asshole for telling my sister she wasn't always the chosen one?
Did your sister draw Excalibur? I don't understand what that means.
Before my brothers and I were born, my mom had a child, Penny, with an old boyfriend. Her boyfriend/Penny's bio dad didn't stick around. My mom then met my dad when Penny was 3, and they got married. My dad adopted Penny. My mom went on to have me and my brothers with our dad. Growing up, Penny was always the apple of my dad's eye. He gave us all attention, but he always went out of his way to make it equal. Around the time she entered her teens, Penny would make the joke, "Dad was stuck with you guys, but he chose me," or refer to herself as the chosen one.
I don't understand that sentence earlier where he said Penny was the apple of my dad's eye and then followed it up with, but he always made sure everyone was equal. That just sounds like he considers her an equal daughter.
Yeah. And OP is mad about that.
Yes.
My brother and parents always thought it was hilarious. I thought it was obnoxious. If our brothers and I were ever discussing what traits we got/didn't get from Dad, Penny would break in with, "I didn't get anything from him except his last name, because I'm the chosen one."
Okay, maybe Mom and Dad should have told Penny to cut it out. It sounds like she's being a little obnoxious for your entire life.
Now we're all adults, and Penny still trots that out from time to time. Recently, it came up when my siblings and I were out with our partners for drinks. One of my brothers had a newish girlfriend, so she wasn't aware of Penny's story. Penny was telling it, shoving in that she's the chosen one. I admit I was a little drunk, and I said, "Chosen by our dad, but you weren't chosen by your first dad, huh?"
Oh, damn.
Penny got a hurt look on her face. Yeah, no shit. Penny got a hurt look on her face. My brothers told me that was uncalled for. Even the new girlfriend was looking at me like I was a douche. I said this story is just getting old. We've all heard it, and it's a little ridiculous. My boyfriend ended up calling us an Uber and getting me out of there. Well, of course, word's gotten back to our parents, and they're pissed at me, saying I was rude. I said Penny was just being obnoxious. Am I the asshole?
You're both assholes. I hate everybody. I hate every single person in this story, I think. Parents should have put a lid on Penny's, obnoxiousness while she was still young.
Mm-hmm.
You went for the throat when you knew she was going to act like this. It really seems like a low blow, even if she's being obnoxious.
Yeah, that was, the worst thing you could have said to her.
It sounds like she wasn't saying, your dad doesn't love you, just hey, I'm so happy that your dad likes me.
Mm-hmm.
Our dad likes me, sorry.
Yeah.
Even if she was being annoying, that seemed uncalled for, but also Penny was being very annoying, and she's also an asshole.
Top comment. Yeah, obviously YTA. Penny's joke might be annoying, but it's obvious she's overcompensating because being abandoned would cause such an insecurity. If you had a legitimate issue, you could have discussed it privately, not dropped a nuke in the middle of family dinner.
Sorry, it really sounds like you're holding a grudge against Penny. Probably because she keeps rubbing it in your face, weirdly, that she's an equal daughter in this family.
Yeah, well, obviously Penny feels a little insecure because she's not his bio daughter, and he's got other kids that are his real kids, and so she's overcompensating by being like, "Oh, I'm the chosen one. He still loves me even though I'm not his bio daughter," and she's just trying to feel like more part of the family.
It does sound like just one of those sibling flexes.
Yeah.
That you do. Mm-hmm. And usually parents are like, "Cut it out." And in this case, they didn't tell her that.
Everyone sucks here. Penny definitely needs to STF you about the whole chosen one thing, but you were really cruel. Insecure girl making jokes versus brutalizing her in front of a new person. Yeah, these people are both assholes in this scenario.
Yeah, fully agree with that.
Are you really all adults? Because an actual adult should know how to use their big girl words when something is bothering them, and you don't seem to. Instead, you had someone poking you with a stick and you hurled a nuclear bomb back. Disproportionate response. Especially to everyone there for whom this looked like going from 0 to 60 in 0 seconds. Of course she got a hurt look on her face, because you actively tried to hurt her and succeeded.
Right?
But yeah, I think OP definitely should have just had a private conversation with their sister and been like, hey, you know, this whole chosen one thing, it's kind of annoying and a little bit hurtful, and I would really appreciate it if you would just, like, calm down on that a little bit.
Yeah, as adults, you can have this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It does sound like you're holding a grudge.
Definitely.
And you shouldn't, because it sounds like your parents have been very fair in your upbringing. The only thing is that they didn't tell Penny to calm down. Am I the asshole for admitting to something my brother and I did as kids?
What did you do? Oh no. Now I need to know. I don't know.
So, our family recently got together to celebrate my grandmother's birthday. The atmosphere was very relaxed. We shared stories and so on. At one point, one of my aunts confessed that she had dyed my other aunt's, her sister's, wedding dress, making it look pink, and she was the reason why the wedding was postponed. Everyone thought it was funny and started confessing to various things. No one blamed anyone. Everyone laughed. There were lots of, "Ha! I always knew it was you," etc. But at some point, I spoke up. I don't remember exactly how I said it, but it was something like, "Hey, remember that weird stalker who used to text my cousin when she was 15 and every day sent her badly photoshopped pictures of blue ugly cats? Yeah, that was me and my brother when we were 8 and 12.
That is so random. Photoshop blue cat photos?
Exactly the type of humor that an 8 and 12-year-old would have.
It is.
I thought everyone would react similarly because the situation was equally absurd. And now I can say that A, those photos were really ugly, and B, it was pretty obvious it had to be someone in our family because this stalker knew things no one else had the right to know and always knew about it about 5 minutes after the fact. The thing is, no one laughed. My cousin, on the other hand, got absolutely furious and started saying that my brother and I had ruined her teenage years and that we had scared her for a long time about being afraid to leave the house, etc. Meanwhile, my brother decided to blame it all on me, saying it was 100% my idea and that he resisted, and that he wanted to tell everyone many times, but I told him not to. I literally remember that it was 50-50. We both had fun, and then we got bored and never talked about it again, and he is literally the older one.
Wow, brother really throwing you under the bus, but you kind of threw him under the bus when you brought it up. So, I don't know if I blame brother for throwing you under the bus or not. You should have just kept this to yourself, it sounds like.
Yeah, but also like, oh, the 12-year-old got bullied by the 8-year-old into going along.
Yeah.
It ended with my aunt, my cousin's mother, having to drag my cousin to another room because she was crying and screaming at us. Things got awkward, and eventually my grandfather told everyone to leave. Later, my brother sent me a message saying, "Why would you tell everyone?" And since then, no one else texted me. The only time I was mentioned was in the group chat, me, my brother, my sister, mom, and dad, when dad said he was disappointed in us, me and my brother. But honestly, I don't understand. I mean, yes, it was wrong, but also, literally everyone that day was telling stories about how they were terrible people in the past. And everyone was laughing? And it's not even that other stories were any milder. Other examples include one uncle who confessed that when he was 8, he deliberately encouraged his sister, my aunt, to jump out of a tree, hoping she would break something, go to the hospital, and then he could eat the whole cake himself. So I really don't understand why this particular story caused such mess.
What were they texting her? That she thought not just like, I'm getting weird random photos of blue cats photoshopped, but that she thought she had a stalker and was like really upset about this and scared to go outside.
Well,
what were they texting her?
They were texting her personal details that only family should know.
Yeah.
And like a few minutes after they learned about it.
Mm-hmm.
So they were probably talking like personal details and being kind of creepy.
Okay, having a stalker is terrifying. Like as a teenager especially, that would be super scary to think you have like a legitimate stalker.
Yeah.
So I do get that. But like I just don't understand why did she not realize it was family? I don't know.
It also makes me wonder, did her parents never go to the police?
Yeah.
Was there no tracing back this phone number?
Mm-hmm.
How did the 8 and 12-year-old get a new phone number?
I bet you can do that online, probably. Send text from online somewhere.
Maybe.
Can't you do that?
I have no idea.
I think you can do that.
Okay. That would make more sense.
I think you can go to a website and then send text to phone numbers and have it show up as an unlisted number.
Okay, cool. I was like, wait, how did they get a phone? But yeah, you're right.
I'm not tech savvy enough, I guess.
I guess not, because I've never needed to anonymously text someone.
So this was so serious enough that she thought she had a stalker and was afraid to leave the house, but not serious enough that they actually did any detective work and figured out who it is or went to the police about it or anything. So I just don't understand. I'm so confused.
Of the disproportionate feelings about this?
Yes.
At 8 and 12, they were criminal masterminds and no one could catch them.
Yeah, really? But this is totally something I feel all 8 and 12-year-olds would find hilarious. Do you remember that's the age when you do prank phone calls and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm yeah, this is typical 8 and 12-year-old behavior.
But it still makes you the asshole, in my opinion. It's just that this should have been something you got in trouble for when you were 8 and 12.
Yes.
And now you're adults.
When people find out that a currently 8-year-old is doing something this dumb, they're like, oh my gosh, you're so dumb. But when they find out about it as an adult, they're putting your adult mentality behind the bad act that you did. And they're like, how could you as a 22-year-old think that this was funny?
That's exactly it. As an 8-year-old, you should have just been grounded for a month.
Yes. So texting their cousin was definitely an asshole thing to do. Outing your brother about it to the whole family was an asshole thing to do. But outing yourself and being everybody was telling terrible stories,
Yeah.
And I feel this was kind of fit in with that. So I don't know if he's the asshole for bringing it up.
I don't know. His comparison ones, they aren't quite as bad. The wedding dress dye one, it seems terrible to me.
Yeah, postponing a wedding.
Yeah. Because you dyed it pink or whatever?
Yeah.
That seems awful. Encouraging your sibling to jump out of a tree because you thought it would be funny if she got hurt, that's normal.
That's normal. Just because you want the whole cake to yourself, totally normal.
Yeah, that's just kids. They don't have, the reasoning capabilities to think beyond the fact that, I could have more cake.
If my sister dies, I get all the cake. This sounds like a great plan.
Let's read a couple comments.
Okay.
It's really concerning that you are more worried about your family's reaction than the effect that your prank had on your cousin. I get you were very young at the time, but do you have no concept in retrospect about how scary that was for her? That she may have spent years wondering if the stalker would come back. Why are you not apologizing to her and expressing remorse over the consequences of that prank? To which OP replied, honestly, until I saw her reaction, I didn't think about what we were doing for a long time. And when I did, it was in the context of, it was weird that none of the adults noticed that the stalker mentioned in the messages something that we were talking about literally 2 minutes ago. Same thing. The messages were full of errors, the cat looked really stupid. I don't know, I think part of me assumed everyone had already figured out that it must have been the other kids in the family.
Obviously not.
And then in reply to, why are you not apologizing to her and expressing remorse over the consequences of that prank? She blocked me.
Uh-oh.
A little obvious that she was going to block you.
Yeah.
To which somebody replied, but why are you not expressing remorse in this post? Why is your focus, why is everybody mad and not, oh my god, I had no idea it caused so much harm? I can understand your parents' disappointment. They might be less disappointed if you were focused less on, no fair, you guys admitted stuff too, and more on, I feel so bad I didn't realize what kind of harm we did.
That is a very good point.
That is a good point. I was so wrapped up in the story, I didn't think about the fact that he's kind of remorseless.
Yeah. He's like, hey, this isn't fair to me.
Yeah. Overall, though, Reddit pretty strongly says he's an asshole. Which is hard to argue with. Even if you were a kid at the time, kind of an asshole as a kid.
He's an asshole kid. Am I the asshole for not eating the spaghetti my boyfriend made?
How nasty was this spaghetti? I'm going to say you're not the asshole, because why should you force yourself to eat some nasty spaghetti?
I'm going to keep this simple. Me, 24 female, and my boyfriend, 23 male, have been together for about 4 years now, going on 5. We live together and both of us cook every now and then for each other. I absolutely cannot handle anything spicy. Sorry if I'm a wuss, it just ruins any food for me. My boyfriend knows this, and every single time he cooks, he makes it spicy.
Okay, so he's never cooked for you, is what you're saying.
He thinks I won't notice because he puts other things in it and denies it every time I ask him if he did.
That's not how spiciness works. You can't just be like, no, this is sour. It's still got spicy in there. It doesn't undo the spicy.
Today, he made spaghetti, and I begged him, please do not put anything hot in it. If he chooses to put whatever ingredients to make it hot in his, I have no problem with that. I served myself a bowl, and guess what? It was spicy AF.
What did he put in spaghetti? Red pepper flakes, I guess?
I then asked him what did he put in it, and he said nothing. Maybe it was the sausage. I then proceed to go look at the stove, and I see red pepper flakes all over around the pot.
Okay, well, he cooks like an 8-year-old, but continue.
I go tell him what I just saw, and he then admits to putting red pepper flakes in, but only a little bit. I told him I was not eating it. I leave the room, and he starts yelling at me about how ungrateful I am. So my question is, am I the asshole?
No, he's such an asshole. Red pepper flakes are one of those things that's designed to be sprinkled onto your personal plate. Like, it's like Parmesan. You just sprinkle a little over your plate. Why is he throwing it in the sauce?
He's spicy.
If you're in a relationship with somebody who does not like spicy food, it is not at all hard to just have a few bottles of hot sauce in the fridge that you sprinkle over your own stuff. That's what I do.
Yep, you make mild tacos and then give me the plain mild tacos, and then you just put a bunch of hot sauce on your own taco.
That's exactly what happens. For most of our food, like anytime I cook anything, I'm like, I make it mild and then I add sauce or seasoning to it on my plate, and it really does not affect the flavor that much.
Because you're a good husband, and you don't make me eat spicy things that hurt my mouth.
Yeah, I don't see the point in trying to force your girlfriend into liking spicy things. It's not either going to happen on its own or it's not going to happen. And spice is like the easiest flavor to add on your own plate. And there's a reason that in every Italian restaurant, they have red pepper flakes on the table. Because that's like a thing that's designed to be added at the table.
I did have an ex-boyfriend who was overly pushy about trying to get me to try food that I knew I wouldn't like. But even he still would get like food that he knew I would like and then just try and make me try just a bite of his. Just to get me to try it. But he still made sure I had food I would definitely like.
Yeah. I mean, I do that too. But I don't have that grudge of being an ex.
No, and you are like, sometimes I'm like, would I like that? And you were like, no, you would not. Do not try it. He would try to get me to try anything, even if it was something I obviously wouldn't like.
Ah, okay.
Top comment. NTA, what else does he know about you that he chooses to blatantly ignore, lie about, or do the opposite of, and then gaslight you on? It doesn't sound like he even likes you.
It seems mean, honestly. I was gonna ask initially why you only cook for each other every now and then, and now I see why. Like, when you live together, you should really be kind of cooking for each other every meal, just to budget.
Your NTA, what was his game plan here anyway? Is he trying to make sure he never has to cook for you again? OP replies to that, it's crazy because he loves to cook, even more than me most times. So I absolutely have no idea why he does this.
I assumed he just really liked spaghetti, so if I throw a bunch of hot stuff in here, I don't have to share.
That's why I like to get Blue Moon ice cream, because if I buy a tub of Blue Moon ice cream, it's all for me.
It's disgusting. Is that really the reason you buy Blue Moon ice cream?
It isn't. It's just my favorite, and I love it so much. I would grudgingly share with you. I was going to say I would happily share with you, and then I'm like, no, I wouldn't. That's a lie. I would grudgingly share with you, but I would share with you.
If you knew that I liked Blue Moon ice cream, I feel like you wouldn't be grudging about sharing it. That would just be like a percentage that you don't get, and you're aware of that.
Yes, if I get something and knowingly know that I am going to have to share this, that's okay. But if I get something and I think it's all for me, and then I find out that I have to share it, that is devastating.
Uh-huh. Don't worry, the Blue Moon is all yours. It's disgusting. Sometimes you ask me to bring you a bowl, and I'll scoop you the bowl, and just without thinking, I'll lick that little bit off my finger that got there, and it just ruins my whole day.
I'm so sorry.
I might as well just cut my tongue out at that point, because it's ruined. My tongue is ruined.
That's a bit extreme.
You've tasted Blue Moon ice cream. It's so bad.
It's so good. Maybe he's the type who thinks he can alter your taste to align with his by repeatedly getting to eat that which you don't like.
Maybe, but I don't think that's how it works.
It's also the gaslighting her about, no, I didn't put anything spicy in there, really.
It's entirely the gaslighting,
It's
too.
such an asshole thing to do.
He is obviously just like, I bet she'll like it if it's a surprise.
She's not gonna.
No, it sounds like it hurts her mouth. Calm down with the spice, dude.
Why do men expect gratitude for the effort they put into pleasing themselves? Yeah, he's like, you should be grateful I made spaghetti for us. And it is not for us, it's for him.
Right.
Anyways, boyfriend is red spicy flags.
Spicy red flags.
Yeah. And, that doesn't sound like he likes you.
Or at least this aspect of you. He seems to be holding a grudge about the fact that you don't like spicy food. Maybe he needs to concentrate on the other aspects of your relationship and just make some mild food. It's not that hard. All right, that's it for this episode of Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Am I the asshole for exiling my toddler, 3 male, to the Shadow Realm because he wouldn't share his goldfish crackers?
Not the asshole. Sharing is caring. Give me some of those crackers.
So yesterday, my son, 3 male, had a box of goldfish. I asked politely if I could have one single cracker. He said no and laughed in my face. I told him I was very hurt and that sharing is important in this family. He still refused, so I opened a portal and banished him to the Shadow Realm. Now my wife, 29 female, is saying I overreacted and that we can't keep losing kids to alternate dimensions. Her whole family is blowing up my phone calling me immature. Am I the asshole?
What the heck?
It's a valid question.
This child is defective. He will not share crackers with me. Away with him. We'll try again with another child.
It's a common occurrence though because they've lost a few up to this point.
At this point, I just gotta wonder if you and your partner do not have good genetics for making sharing and caring children.
I am gonna say you're a bit of the asshole because if you've lost multiple children to the Shadow Realm, you're kind of the common denominator here.
Yeah. It's on you to teach your child that sharing is caring. Have you tried teaching them to share before just resorting right to banishment?
Maybe a temporary timeout in the Shadow Realm.
Yes. Have you learned your lesson?
Yeah, you can come back out of the literal hellscape if you apologize.
Now that is good parenting.
That is good parenting. Top comment. Not the asshole. How will kids learn without some alternative dimension curriculum? That's a hard sentence to say.
It was.
Clearly, you have a changeling living under your roof. You simply returned him to his home dimension, not the asshole.
That's kind of where he belongs if he's not going to share food. I say as I am a person who will not share food. I want people to share food with me. I just don't want to share food with other people.
But it was one cracker, though. It was a test. It was obviously a test if he only wanted one cracker.
Did he receive the package of crackers knowing that he was going to have to share?
Sounds like it if Dad has this habit.
Because if I get a package of crackers and I'm like, ooh, yummy, all for me, and then someone asks for some, I'm going to be really disappointed that I gotta share some of those crackers that I thought were all for me.
That's fair. I almost want to say everyone sucks here because the Shadow Realm should be reserved for the most egregious offenses, such as not sharing cookies or Halloween candy. In my house, the goldfish offense is a week in the Feywilds.
That is true. I do feel like maybe complete banishment to the Shadow Realms is a little harsh for just goldfish crackers.
It is a final punishment. It seems a little extreme. Told you I had a stupid one. Have you considered banishing your wife as well? She's clearly the sort of parent who won't set boundaries. Not the asshole. And one final comment. Not the asshole. Beware of his return in 20 years, though, thirsting for revenge.
That is a good point. In every story, they come back.
Yes, and it sounds like there's multiple children plotting revenge together.
His horde of children coming back to take revenge upon the father who banished them.
I would read that book.
I would.
Apparently, you've never watched the TV show Angel, or you know how this plays out. Your toddler will grow up there learning much more dangerous skills and then return to take you out. You didn't think this through.
Also, time moves differently, so your child is going to return in a year and be 20 years old.
Absolutely. That's that same problem with banishing to the Feywilds. They're going to come back being 200 years old and more skilled than you.
Mm-hmm.